Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Jena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadha Shrivasadi Gaura Bhaktivrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Chapter 2. Contents of the Gita summarized. Sanjaya Uvacha Tam Tata Kripaya Vishtam Ashru Purnakulekshanam Vishidantam Idam Vakyam Uvacha Madhusudanaha. Sanjaya said, seeing Arjuna full of compassion, his mind depressed, his eyes full of tears, Madhusudana Krishna spoke the following words. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Kutastva Kashmalam idam vishame samupashtitam anarya jushtam ashvagyam akirti karam Arjuna. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, My dear Arjun, how have these impurities come upon you? They are not at all befitting a man who knows the value of life. They lead not to higher planets, but to infamy. Klaibyam ma smagamaha pata naitattvai upapadyate kshudram hridayadalabalyam tyaktvotishtha parantapa. O son of Pritha, do not yield to this degrading impotence. It does not become you. Give up such petty weakness of heart, and arise, O chastiser of the enemy. Arjuna Uvacha Katham Bhishmam Aham Sankhye Dronam Cha Madhusudana Ishubhihi Pratiyotshami Pujarahav Arisudana. Arjuna said, O killer of enemies, O killer of Madhu, how can I counter-attack with arrows in battle men like Bhishma and Drona, who are worthy of my worship? Gurun ahatva hi mahanubhavan shreyo bhaktum bhaiksham apiha loke hatvata kamams tu gurun nihaiva bunjya bogan rudhira pradigdhan. It would be better to live in this world by begging than to live at the cost of the lives of great souls who are my teachers. Even though desiring worldly gain, they are superiors. If they are killed, everything we enjoy will be tainted with blood. Nachaitad vidmaha kataran no gariyo yadva jayema yadiva no jayahu yan eva hatva na jijivishamas te vashtitaha pramukhe dharatarashtraha. Nor do we know which is better, conquering them or being conquered by them. If we killed the sons of Dhritarashtra, we should not care to live. Yet they are now standing before us on the battlefield. Karpanya doshopahata svabhavaha prichami tvam dhamma samudhaha chetaha yakchireha shanishchitam bruhi tanme shishyaste hamsadi mam tvam prapanan. Now I am confused about my duty and have lost all composure because of miserly weakness. In this conditioning, I am asking you to tell me for certain what is best for me. Now I am your disciple and a soul surrendered unto you. Please instruct me. So here's where the Bhagavad Gita really begins. So when Arjuna surrenders unto Krishna, he says, in this condition, I've lost all composure. I'm asking you to tell me what is best for me. I'm your disciple and a soul surrendered unto you. Please instruct me. And we have seen, everyone has seen in all cases, that the Lord's devotee is never vanquished. One who the Supreme Personality of Godhead wishes to kill, no one can protect him. One who the Supreme Personality wants to keep alive, no one can kill him. He is Parameshvar, he is the Supreme Controller. Not a single blade of grass moves on this earth or any other world, material or spiritual, without the will of God. The 10th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, Aham sarvasya prabhavo mata sarvam pravartate iti matva bhajante mam buddha bhava samanvitaha. I am the source of all spiritual and material worlds. Everything emanates from me. The wise who know this engage themselves in my devotional service. And we're going to hear about devotional service, about bhakti yoga, about jnana yoga, about karma yoga. This Bhagavad Gita is no ordinary book. It's the superlative commentary, not commentary, is directly spoken by Krishna. It's the superlative authority on yoga. Nahi prapasyami mama panudyad yachokam ucho shanam indriyanam avapya bhumav asapatnam radam rajyam suranam apichadipatyam. I can find no means to drive away this grief which is drying up my senses. I will not be able to dispel it even if I win a prosperous, unrivaled kingdom on earth with sovereignty like the demigods in heaven. Sanjaya uvacha evam uktva rishikesham gudakeshaha parantapaha nayotsya iti govindam uktva tushinim babhuvaha. Sanjaya said, having spoken thus, Arjuna, chastiser of enemies, told Krishna, Govinda, I shall not fight, and fell silent. Tam uvacha rishikeshaha prahasan eva bharata. Senayor ubhayor madhye vishidantam idam vachaha. O descendant of Bharata, at that time Krishna, smiling in the midst of both the armies, spoke the following words to the grief-stricken Arjuna. Shri Bhagavan uvacha ashochanan vashochastvam pragyavadamscha bhashase gatasun agatasumscha nanu shochanti panditaha. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, while speaking learned words, you are mourning for what is not worthy of grief. Those who are wise lament neither for the living nor for the dead. So this is the first verse, really the first verse in this series, because I'm not sure if I'm going to read, I'm going to do every verse of the Bhagavad Gita. There's a sort of thread of string of verses from each chapter that were picked by my superiors, which I studied, and I'm probably going to focus just on them, but I thought it best at the beginning to at least try and set the scene from the first chapter a little bit. So we'll read the purport by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada. The Lord at once took the position of the teacher and chastised the student, calling him indirectly a fool. The Lord said, you are talking like a learned man, but you do not know that one who is learned, one who knows what is body and what is soul, does not lament for any stage of the body, neither in the living nor in the dead condition. As explained in later chapters, it will be clear that knowledge means to know matter and spirit, and the controller of both. Arjuna argued that religious principles should be given more importance than politics or sociology, but he did not know that knowledge of matter, soul, and the Supreme is even more important than religious formularies. And because he was lacking in that knowledge, he should not have posed himself as a very learned man. As he did not happen to be a very learned man, he was consequently lamenting for something which was unworthy of lamentation. The body is born and is destined to be vanquished today or tomorrow. Therefore the body is not as important as the soul. One who knows this is actually learned, and for him there is no cause for lamentation, regardless of the condition of the material body. So here's where Sri Krishna is giving really the first piece of transcendental knowledge, the knowledge that the wise lament neither for the living nor for the dead. Why? Because they know that they are spirit soul, that they're eternal, that they're unborn, and they are never going to die. So they don't lament in the normal way that mundane people do. Generally, the conception is that taking care of our basic needs like health, wealth, shelter, these kind of things are the most important service we could render to anyone else in charity. But the Bhagavad Gita is more elevated than that. It's transcendental. It goes beyond birth and death. Srila Prabhupada had a book like this titled Beyond Birth and Death, one of his early small books, and it's worth reading if you can get your hands on it. The word Prabhupada used in the purport here is religious formularies. This religion, this science of Krishna consciousness, is not a religion in the sense of the Latin meaning of the word religion, which is relegare, which means to hold back. This religion will not hold us back. It will take us all the way. Where we have to have a clear goal, a clear conception of where we're going. And in the 8th chapter, Krishna explains what happens at the time of death and whether or not one comes back. The common Hindu illustration of the wheel of samsara is that we take birth over and over again, millions of billions of times, countless, since time immemorial. Srila Prabhupada used to say that in this material tabernacle, not everyone accepts that. Not everyone accepts reincarnation, and there are different ways of looking at it. There are many angles and ways of looking at it. But what we can accept is, what we can realize simply, is that life is short, memory is weak. We don't know what's happening to what's going to happen to us. We might be dead tomorrow. We might live another 80 years, or we might live another 5 years. We just don't know, because we don't have Krishna consciousness. If we have Krishna consciousness, then all other considerations about our welfare go out of the question, because we come under the shelter of Krishna's lotus feet, that we surrender. And we've seen that Arjuna is an example, is a pure devotee, and we shouldn't confuse his supposed confusion on the battlefield here, where he's saying to Krishna that he doesn't want to fight. He's not. He's lost his composure. This is all Leela. This is part of the Krishna Leela. Krishna came to this planet. It explains in the 4th chapter that he comes for every yuga, and this is Dwapara Yuga, which ended the day Krishna left this planet about 5,000 years ago. So we can understand that we are now in the Kali Yuga. So where is Krishna? If he says he'll come every yuga, where is he? Because in the previous yugas we've seen different incarnations. Lord Ram in Treta Yuga, Lord Krishna in Dwapara Yuga, and in the Kali Yuga we have the Nam avatar. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. That this Maha Mantra, these 3 words, Hare, Krishna and Rama, arranged in the way of that they are, the 32 syllables arranged in such a way, is the Nam avatar, is the avatar, the incarnation of Godhead for this age. But we have an incredibly special and potent benefactor in Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who descended 500 years ago in Gaudadesh in West Bengal for many confidential reasons. It's a very deep and esoteric subject matter about why Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu comes. But the important factor is that he has come. He came and he empowered. One of the reasons, it's the lesser reasons, but one of the reasons he came is to empower the Sankirtan movement. So this Sankirtan movement, empowered by Sri Krishna Chaitanya, is the religion, if you like, for want of a better word, is the religion that we follow. And the primary function, primary practice of this religion is the chanting of Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. And by this chanting of Hare Krishna, several things happen. Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu didn't give many verses. He only gave 8 verses in his that were actually written down. And the first verse, Cheto Darpana Marjanam Bhava Mahadavagni Nivapanam Shreya Kairava Chandrika Vitaranam Vidyavadu Jivanam Anandam Buddhivadanam Pratipadam Purnamritasvadanam Savatma Snapanam Param Vijayate Shri Krishna Sankirtanam. So we'll give the translation. Let there be all victory for the chanting of the holy name of Lord Krishna, which can cleanse the mirror of the heart and stop the miseries of the blazing fire of material existence. That chanting is the waxing moon that spreads the white lotus of good fortune for all living entities. It is the life and soul of all education. The chanting of the holy name of Krishna expands the blissful ocean of transcendental life. It gives a cooling effect to everyone and enables one to taste full nectar at every step. So here we're finding out a little bit of Nam Tattva, the beginning. There is an ascending process from Shraddha to Prema, from faith to love of Godhead, which, as many people from all different avenues and places in the world accept that love of Godhead is the goal of life. Many people don't know that, which is their misfortune, and we hope that by Krishna's mercy, our humble preaching efforts may illuminate the hearts and minds of those unfortunate people. Cheto Darpana Marjanam. This is the first principle of chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, that it cleans the mirror of the heart, the mirror of the mind. It cleans all the dross, all the things, the cloud, the fog of innumerable births in this material world, associating with the Mahabhutas, earth, water, fire, air, and ether. These have covered the pure soul, that we've become entangled in material energy, Krishna's illusory energy. So by chanting, we clean this mirror and we start to perceive things a little bit clearer. And then Bhava Mahadavagni Nivapanam. I used to know the bear with me. Bhava Mahadavagni Nivapanam. Mahadava Agni, the blazing forest fire, Bhava, of material existence, Nivapanam, that it extinguishes the blazing forest fire of material existence. So this chanting begins with Shraddha and will eventually take us all the way to Prem. It's likened to a plant in the soil of faith, grows this devotional bhakti lata, creeper. It's like clematis and these types of plants are creepers. They need support to climb up. Well, Krishna is the support at every step, and we, by chanting with faith and surrender, our bhakti lata, this devotional plant, will grow and grow through these different stages. Through eventually, when enough faith is there, sadhu sangha will manifest. That you will start to take the association of devotees and give up the association of non-devotees. And then bhajana kriya, that we start our bhajan, that we actually start chanting sincerely, and we chant with great joy, but with a seriousness. Then eventually nishta, anatta nivritti comes next. It's the clearing stage. This is where many devotees are situated, crossing over the anatta nivritti. It's not that these all happen concatenatedly. They don't all follow one another directly. They happen piece by piece. Even some devotees who are on the higher platforms, there may still be some small anartas being cleaned. Eventually the anartas get cleaned, and we become more and more nishta. We become more steady in our practice, that we don't wake up one day and forget Krishna, and wake up one day and sometimes remember Krishna, but that every day we wake up and we remember Krishna, and we remember our constitutional position, which is Jivara Swarupahaya Krishnara Nityadas Krishnara Tatasta Shakti Beda Beda Prakash, that the constitutional position of the living entity is that of a servant of Krishna. Why? Because we are Tatasta Shakti, which is Beda Abeda Prakash. We are manifest Tatasta Shakti, the energy of the Lord, which is simultaneously one and different from him. This is Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's greatest aphorism, was a Chintya Beda Beda Tattva, that yes, the Supreme Lord and the living entities are one, but the Supreme Lord and the living entities are eternally different, and this is a great secret. So once we understand that this is our constitutional position, this Jivara Swarupahaya Krishnara Nityadas, then we start to practice sincerely, and we can go very, very far, very, very easily with just a little faith, just that little faith. But it's not easy to get that faith, because the only place it can come from is from Krishna himself or from one of his pure devotees. And how many pure devotees are there in the world? Maybe we can't count them on. Maybe we could count them on one hand. Maybe we could count them. We don't know, because we don't like to. We don't like to judge others. This is something that Jesus said as well: "Judge not, lest ye be judged." That we shouldn't, because we don't know. We might meet someone. They might be a devote. They might be a pure devotee, but they've completely internalized their bhav and their shakti, and they're not. It's not revealed to us. So we should always be respectful and treat everyone as if they are a devotee. Obviously there is a distinction to be made between karmis and bhaktas, and we should take the association of bhaktas. That's there on one level of the mind. It requires a sort of double thing, but in another sense we should see ourselves as the only fallen one and everyone else is liberated. We should completely give up the tendency to find fault in others, and we should very sincerely look at the faults in ourselves and try and overcome them. Not that we become neurotic and we give ourselves some kind of mental illness. We have to be practical, but we should be sincere and devoted. That's the real meaning of the word devotion. What does devotion mean? It means to stick at something, to stick at itness, that we don't give up. Whatever we do, whatever we struggle through in life, we keep Krishna's lotus feet in a cherished place in the center of our heart. And there's one more verse I'd like to finish with, which Shukadev Goswami has spoken in the Srimad Bhagavatam. Savai pumsam paro damo yato bhaktir adhokshaje ahaitukiya pratihata jayatma suprasidati. The supreme occupation, dharma, for all humanity is that by which men can attain to loving devotional service unto the transcendent Lord. Such devotional service must be unmotivated and uninterrupted to completely satisfy the self. So this is not a religion like some people practice religion, where they do all sins all week and then they go and confess on the weekend and then they go and sin all again. It's not, or they buy a tin of sweet corn for someone for the church at Harvest Festival, and the rest of the year they don't go. This is not a religion like that, and it's not also a religion of the temple. Although there are temples there, in that we can see, physical places. The temple, the real temple, is your own heart, and everyone has a heart. And when I say heart, I don't just mean the material organ, although the material organ is more esoteric than some people realize. But the heart is the center, the very center of your being. When you say to someone, "Who are you?" and they say, "Me," and you say, "Well, point to me, point out who is me," they always point to the solar plexus, this center. This is the heart chakra, and this is the place of great love. Really, it's a religion of love. And anyone who doesn't know what love is, then they will find out by the grace of love itself, because this creation is love in the beginning, it is love in the end, and it is love in the completion. And it may not seem like that, but an adjustment of consciousness can reveal that Krishna is kind and loving and sweet, immeasurably sweet, and not some ungrateful, white-haired, miserable, degenerate, old, wrathful God that people really don't care for anymore. It's not a very popular concept, this concept of God. There are many atheistic preachers who are very popular these days, but the only real solution to the problem of existentialism and existence in this material world is that of a supreme personality of Godhead. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much.